If your B2B content isn't performing the way you expected, this might be why. Platforms are starting to push back on a specific type of AI content. Now, it's not all AI content. It's the mass-produced, generic-looking stuff people call AI slop. That's getting downgraded in the algorithm, buried, and in some cases, removed entirely. So let's break down what's actually happening, what triggers it, and how to avoid it. Over the last couple of years, AI content has flooded the market, especially in B2B. Same format, same structures, same ideas, just repackaged. And a lot of that is being driven by a very specific piece of advice. Find something already working and recreate it. Now, a big part of that is AI making it fast and cheap to produce all this content. And a lot of that advice is coming from creator-focused channels, influencers, YouTubers, and social gurus. Now, they're building content for a broad audience. And to be fair, in that world, it can work. But B2B is different. In B2B, a lot of companies are reacting to the same trends, the same news, and the same trigger events at the same time. And this is where a lot of companies are falling into that AI slop category without realizing it. It's not just you making one video using AI. It's you, your competitors, industry thought leaders, and consultants, all publishing videos about the same thing at the same time, often using AI to do it. 3 things you need to know about this. The number 1 mistake B2B companies are making. X versus Y, which one actually works? You've seen those videos. You've probably seen 5 of them this week alone. And from the platform's point of view, it's a problem. It creates a bad user experience. Think about an annoying TV commercial you keep seeing over and over again. The first time, fine. But after a few times, especially if they're back to back to back, you're changing the channel. That's what's happening here. One version of a video on your feed, fine. But when you start seeing the same idea over and over and over again, you leave. And when people leave, the platform loses money. So they respond by downgrading that kind of content. YouTube's actually been pretty vocal about this, tightening rules, adding disclosure requirements for AI, and deprioritizing content that looks mass-produced. LinkedIn hasn't been as vocal, but you can see it in the performance. That kind of generic AI content just doesn't hold attention. So what is AI slop? It's not just content made with AI. It's content that feels fake. No face, no personality, and often no real point of view. Or it's an AI avatar, something that looks human but doesn't quite feel real. The skin's a little too perfect, the delivery's a little too smooth, so you're not even sure who it's actually coming from. Or it's just generic, an infographic, text animation, or stock footage you've seen 100 times. Clean, but not very original. In the end, the content doesn't feel like it was crafted by a person. It feels generated, like somebody pressed a few buttons and a piece of content dropped out of a vending machine. So how do the algorithms actually react? It's not targeting AI content specifically. It's reacting to user behavior. When people scroll past your video or click it and leave quickly, it sends a strong signal. Either it wasn't the right audience and the algorithm isn't really sure who is, or the content didn't hold attention. And this is where a lot of AI content breaks down. It looks like something people have already seen, so they scroll on past, or they click it, realize it feels generic, and then they leave. And once that happens a few times, the platform stops pushing it. Where AI actually works and where it doesn't. AI is incredibly useful, but it works best behind the scenes. Outlines, brainstorms, drafts, helping you refine your thinking. And where it breaks down is when it becomes your final product. I could take everything I'm saying to you right now and turn it into an AI voiceover or even an AI clone of me. I could break it into bullet points or infographics and layer in stock footage and music. And you know what? It'd be faster. It would probably look better, but you wouldn't trust it the same way. And that lack of trust really shows up in engagement. And speaking of engagement, if you're getting value out of this, please hit like and subscribe. Let me give you a real world example. I worked on a project a few months ago where a client needed to roll out compliance training. They had hired a company that builds those courses using AI avatars and voiceovers. You've probably seen something like this: slides, bullet points, an AI avatar talking at you, a quick quiz, and then on to the next module. And they were worried people would tune it out or not take it seriously. So what we did is we kept the modules because they like the quizzes and the completion tracking, but we added something human. We created intro videos with someone from leadership introducing each module, explaining what it covered, why it mattered, and giving real-world examples of why it was relevant to their company. Now, that did three things. It put real faces on the material, it showed leadership buy-in, and it showed why the training actually mattered to their day-to-day work. And that's the balance. You can use AI to handle the structure, but a human has to bring meaning to it. What's working right now isn't complicated. It's real people talking about real things from real experience. And you know what? They don't have to be perfect. In fact, when something feels too perfect, people get skeptical. Think about a robocall. The script is great, the voice is clear, and it's perfectly paced. But the second you hear it, you know it's not real, and you don't trust it. Same thing here. Little imperfections, the way somebody talks, pauses, thinks, mispronounces. That's what makes it feel real. And that's what people connect with and trust. So if your CEO isn't the best public speaker, or somebody feels a little awkward on camera, that's okay. I totally get it. But those human moments, they're not a flaw. They're the feature. What should you do moving forward? Use AI to support your process, not replace it. The part people really connect with still has to come from a human. And ultimately, that means you have a choice. You can post more, faster, and cheaper with AI and slowly train the platform not to show your content. Or you can show up as a real person, bring your perspective and personality, and give people a reason to trust what you're saying. Now, AI isn't going away, but the idea that you can fully automate your content and still expect it to work, well, that's already breaking down. The platforms are adapting, and you need to decide if you're going to adapt with them or get buried by the algorithm. If you've got questions you're trying to figure out, please email me at vp4m@resonatevideo.com, and I might turn it into a future episode.